is we've talked a little bit about the pandemic, but it seems like publishing along with the rest of the country has just been tossed in the air. Everything is a little bit different coming out. We've seen some high profile exits from publishing on social media by associate editors and otherwise. We know that the far too many people within publishing aren't being paid what they're worth.
Yeah.
So then there's consolidation. There's all sorts of doom and gloom, but also things are changing. So where do you see publishing as an industry right now? And where do you see us going into the future? As best you can.
Well, Rob, I did bring my crystal ball. You'll be happy to know. So I've got all the answers.
What's the trend 3 years from now? Let's do this.
Yeah. So where do I see publishing right now? Okay, well, I think we're in an interesting spot because over the course of the pandemic, please, only one, books did actually pretty well. Sales were pretty strong. We're seeing some of that start to change now and kind of level off, but there hasn't really been a big change in terms of acquisitions. Editors are still taking on books, still paying, in some cases, a lot of money for them. So I think in that sense, it's been, it's been good to see how resilient the book business can be. I also think that not going to the office every day, I mean, this is something we're all experiencing in every, whether you're in book publishing or anything, right? Not going into the office changes everything. And a way that I think it is really just one of many ways in which it's different now is in terms of editors' reading time, and the acquisitions process is really longer in a lot of cases than it was before, because editors are their days are structured really differently now, and the same time that they had for reading submissions is just, most editors that I talk to are just saying it's just not there in the same way that it was before. So that's a difference. I think in terms of the future and looking forward, I mean, something that is really exciting to me, I've been in book publishing in one way or another for, a while, since, like, let's just say 30 years. And the conversation that has been happening for a while now, a really important one about representation and diversity in the books, but also within publishing houses, is so important. And I think that what is happening now feels more like permanent, substantive change than I have seen in the past. It's still not enough. There's still so much more work to do. But I really feel, and I feel really happy, that the changes that we've seen, the books that are on the bestseller list, all that, it really feels like there are some deep changes that are being made, and I'm super glad for that. And I hope that we will continue to see more of that as we go forward. So,
the question I ask everybody, and this segues perfectly, is what are you doing and what is Upstart Crow doing to continue that trend to increase diversity within publishing?
I think that, a big thing that I am doing is just always looking at my list and trying to find voices there that are writers that are different, and that are not, that are diverse, and that are writing stories that are diverse as well. And I think actually an Upstart Crow has really had, if you look at the list across all of us, it's something that all of the agents at Upstart Crow have been interested in and working on for a really long time. Some of the very oldest clients of the agency are people of color and LGBTQ writers. So I think that is really, I think that's one of the most important things that, an agent can really be doing, is constantly looking at her list and who's on her list, and where are you finding new talent, new writers from.
I always like to ask about self-publishing. This, with the ease of self-publishing, lots of authors who might be listening to us who will want to query you may have a self-published book. Maybe it sold well, maybe it didn't sell well.
Mhm.
Does that impact how you're going to be considering new work from them?
It's not new work, meaning a project that they have self-published in the past,
Right. No,
but not what they're querying.
Something brand new that they haven't published
Yeah.
yet and want to try, maybe do a little bit of hybrid publishing with.
Right. I am not, it is like, I think it used to be that I'm talking about a while ago. It's been different for a while, but self-publishing was kind of like, oh, but I think that there are just so many more ways to get for people to get their books out there now. And so it's exciting if somebody is interested in self-publishing. I don't know a ton about that. If somebody wants to self-pub, I've had one client was like, I want to try to take this story and self-publish it and put it up on, I can't remember what platform she was using, but she wanted to put it up on a platform where people could, read it. And she really wanted to do that. And so, that was exciting and cool. It was a project she kind of managed on her own. But it is, if somebody has self-published in the past and is now looking to go traditional, that's cool by me. I'm excited and interested to see what what their new project is. And, if they have a readership that they're developing from self-publishing, hopefully that would translate to a traditionally published book. So that's great.